guys, I woke up this morning to try to, it's raining out, so I figured I'd maybe work on a little bit of software, transferring from the laptop computer that I've been programming with while I was out of town to my desktop, which will be running the show. And I'm running into a little bit of an error that's the problem that's freaking me out. When I try to load up my sequences on my computer, it's telling me that it's not recognized, that the files cannot be recognized. So after digging in, I have version 2.9.4 Basic Plus. This version of software will operate 4 boxes. It's all I need. However, the software, then when I downloaded the software onto the laptop, it was version 4, S4. So the version, the programs and the files that I'm programming on my laptop will not work on my desktop unless I upgrade my software, which stinks. So I have 2 options here. I can just upgrade my Basic Plus software for $30 to get the 4.1 or whatever software, or I was doing some research and I don't understand why. This obviously just makes sense here. If I go to software, I can see I have a license and I want to get a higher. If I check this out, I can go from Basic Plus to Standard for $30. So it's the same price, and what I'll be doing is I'm going to double check this, but I should be upgrading my software to 4.1 and actually going from Basic software to Standard. And let's see what Basic is and what Standard does. Alright, right now I have Basic Plus, which I can control up to 4 controllers, up to 2 tracks. I have the Beat Wizard, video sequences, video playback, this stuff. Whereas if I go to the Standard, I can control double the controllers, up to 4 tracks. I'll have the UV Audio Wizard, which I never use. Background sequences, I'm not sure what that is, but this is something interesting to me too. Start up and shut down sequences. I wanted to do that this year. Didn't know I couldn't, honestly, but definitely something I was interested in doing this year. So for the same price, I can actually upgrade the software and move up a step. So I think I'm going to just do that. It only makes sense, but I wanted to double check that before I do. I don't know if they're going to require me to upgrade to the 4 and then upgrade from Basic to Standard, or if it'll do it all in once. So I'm going to call them up and figure out if that's the case. Because if it's not, then I'm just going to stay with the Basic Plus and spend the $30 and go from there. So I'm kind of glad I found this out now versus when I'm ready to actually start my show. But keep an eye on your if you have rama, or if you decide to get it, stay up to date with your software, just in case you have an issue like this. Also, Tom actually had a problem with this it was 2 years ago. He didn't know that the Basic Plus only controlled 4 controllers, and he added 2 more controllers. And then the night of his show, he had everybody there at the place. Everybody was ready to watch the show, and he couldn't control. The program was only running 4 boxes out of his 6, so basically half the show wasn't working. And before we realized, it was an hour or so after the show was supposed to start and everybody was there to watch the lights, we realized we needed to upgrade our software. Easily done, but just keep in mind what you're planning on doing, or if one year you're only doing 4 and you add another box, you need to upgrade your software as well. Alright, first box is up and in place. This is the, I don't know exactly the model number of this unit, but this is the do-it-yourself kit where they send you all the parts and you have to solder together. This box is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. This is going on the 6th year. And I had one problem with it, and it was because water got into it. And actually one of these pieces went out. It was on channel 7 that went out. This one right here. So I had to replace that piece. But other than that, as long as you mount these things vertical like this, and you keep them shut. And there's a little locking screw in here to help you keep that shut. You shouldn't have any issues with water getting in. Now it does not, as you can see, it does not have a rubber seal or anything, so it's not completely waterproof by any means. But I've kept it outside for 6 years, and the year I had the problem with it is because it wasn't completely straight. It was like this or something, and water got into it somehow. So we've got it mounted in place. I've got all my wires, all my plugs marked, and then you've got 2 power cords that feed it. All right, now with my case, because I don't go crazy, I just run them both off the same circuit. Each box is on a different circuit of the house, but both cables on the one box is on the same circuit. So I run my extension cord. I just get one of these 3-way plugs, tie it up here so it's not in the water or not going to get wet, and then this box will be ready to be programmed. Now you will be, or I will be, feeding our Ethernet cables up through here, and they go right into this jack, in and out. And then I'll go step by step on how I label the boxes and get them synced with the software and hooked up. So one box is in place, ready to go. All right, now we got a red light blinking, and this just basically means that we have power but no sync. And then we don't have any sync because we don't have any cables plugged in, so that's good. It's a good sign. Okay, box number 2 installed, and we're blinking. That's good. Got up under this eave here now. I wanted to make a quick note. When you're running your power cords, no matter what they are, what you're doing, be mindful. Just think about water. You know, a lot of people will tie the ends and tape them up and things like that. Some people think that's the best way to do. What I'm talking about is like this end right here. And you tie this up. Prevent, there's actually water in here, if you can see. Prevent water from getting in there, and you'll avoid any shorting out or blown breakers. Some people think that taping them up is even worse, and I agree with those people. If you tape them up here, first of all, the back side of this isn't watertight, so water gets in here and it has no way to get out, then it will start to fill up this plug. Also, even if you tape both sides of it, there's still, even right now, if I were to go ahead and tape this up, there's still water in there. And here in Florida anyway, it's very humid, so you're basically just trapping that water in there and not giving it a chance to come out. Now keep in mind here in this roof, this is a place where a lot of water is going to come out. So I'm not going to make a connection right here in this gap. If anything, I'm going to try to push this sucker up here and get it tighter up underneath this lip so it avoids the water altogether. Let me show you something real quick on this side. Now I've got an extension cord. It's going to be powering these 2 boxes over here, running right down here, and it's running right next to this spout here. So all the water from this roof and this section is going to come right here. And if I just leave this here, the water will pick up on this wire and come and follow it down to wherever it's plugged. So what I've got it going, got it come and tucking up in. Water's not going to go uphill. So this will basically create some sort of a drip loop. Water will come down here. It won't go back up, so it's going to drip here. So just be smart. All my connections are going to be tucked up as far up underneath here as possible to keep them out of the weather. I'm going to be installing 2 boxes over here. So just making that little quick note, tip, whatever you want to call it. All right, 3 and 4 hooked up. Blinking light, blinking light. Now I did hook up both of these boxes to the same breaker. If I'm going to have problems, I'm going to have to run another extension cord, but they're tucked away right real tight, nice underneath this thing, so should be okay. And they're not running, we're running, on one box we're running 16 strands of lights. Basically 16 strands of lights with 16 channels, so it's not going to pull much. The other box is running another 16 strands, so these 2 boxes shouldn't be pulling much. It should work just fine on one breaker. It's hot. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nice cool day. I can't wait. All right, now time to do a job that I've been kind of dreading, and that is to fluff this wreath. And I've got to check all the lights on it to make sure they're working okay. So I'm up here, probably to be up here for a while, and going through making the wreath look nice and full, and try to rewire these a little bit better so it looks better. All right, well, hopefully that looks better. Looks better to me. Anyway, now we're gonna run. I'm gonna go ahead and get 5 or 7, 8 extension cords. Go ahead and hook all these up. I'm gonna run it right up underneath the eave here, and then down where the box is. So hopefully it won't look too bad. Well, it's done. It doesn't look so bad. You can see closely. See those cords? I've got them all. I'll say neatly. I'm going to tie it up individually for themselves. So once I get the boxes on, I'll make sure they get to the right channel. So that's done, and the wreath looks much better. So next project is run the extension cords for the arches. All right, and that's all done. As you can see, the extension cords just popped down there, and instead of going up to the roof right away, I tucked it up underneath the eave and then around. So that's done. Really, the only other things I've got to do, which I'm not going to do tonight, I'm beat. I'm going to get ready for dinner. We got to run the extension cords for the pillars, and that's going to go up to that corner as well. So it's going to be a nice little mess of a corner. And then wire up the roof, the checkerboard roof, and that's going to all come over to this corner right here, right there. I do have to climb up the tower again and fix the lights that are out, but the ground is just so wet and the tower is not as stable as I would like it to be, so I have my star lit, but I don't want to climb up that until it dries out a little bit. I did wrap the palm trees. Instead of taking care of wrapping the windows and having them on the channel, I'm going to have both palm trees because they're right in front of the window, and if I did the window, you're probably not going to see it anyway, so I figured wrap the palm trees instead. I've got them up with red lights around the base, and I think I'm going to put some green lights in the fronds, but I haven't done that yet. Let's see. I'm trying to run extension cords. I got to run an extension cord out to the train. I got to fix that. It fell over in the wind. Still want to do something to this window. I'm not sure what exactly. I was thinking actually taking this Marion Bright sign and putting it in front of this window, and then wrapping the pillars with some garland. Maybe put a wreath over the window. I'm not sure. Suggestions. Anybody have any ideas? What can I do with this window? And then that, and that's about it. I think I'm going to line the driveway with something and put something around the mailbox just as a static display. But as part of the show, I mean, the window here is not going to be part of the show either. So there's just going to be a static display, something here. Not sure what. Other than that, I mean, once I get all the other extension cords run, and I got to do some programming to get all that finalized. Probably work on that tonight. We're pretty much. This is it for today and for the weekend. I'm luckily home all week. Like I said, I'm planning on being on by next weekend, so I'm going to be out just about every night, and I will take you guys along with me. So expect maybe another video or two this week, and make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you later.